Bottoms up.
That's scary.
It's really good. Do you like margaritas?
I will now.
Welcome to my first ever episode of Margaritas and Mortgages. I have the wonderful Stephanie Calinoff here, my first ever guest. Thank you so much for coming, Stephanie.
It's my pleasure, and actually it's my first podcast, so
ever.
So good luck to you on that one.
Thank you. First margarita too?
Absolutely.
All right, cheers. Oh, what are we cheersing to?
To a good podcast.
A great podcast and a great weekend. It's such a great way to start off the weekends.
Cheers.
Let me know if you like.
Quite yummy.
Good?
Woo!
The secret is fresh squeezed juices.
Now I know. So I could add a little bit when I need to?
Of course.
All right, great.
Literally, the juice is worth the squeeze in this situation.
Absolutely.
So Stephanie, tell me, I want to know like your whole story, but let's start with where you grew up. Was that here in Long Island?
Absolutely. I am Smithtown born and raised, and that's actually where I market most of my business. Even though my business is all over Long Island, my hometown is where I do most of my marketing.
That's awesome. I'm sure you get a ton of business because everyone probably knows you there.
Well, they have seen me around for so long, so I guess they're accustomed to seeing me and my little ads that my brother told me I look like a mermaid because I have my legs crossed, and it's a nice look.
That's not a bad comment.
No, I don't know.
So let me ask you, have you ever moved away, or you've always lived in Smithtown?
Always lived in Smithtown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you wish you would have moved away at any point?
It's so funny. I actually have thought about, in the future, maybe moving on to another state or...
Really?
Yeah. But it's a long way off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to be anytime soon because I really am building my business right now that I'm loving it. So, and I just made the move to Signature about 7 months ago. And
oh, wow, really? Yeah. You've only been with them for 7 months?
7 months. It was something I wasn't anticipating on making a move, but I often saw people on Facebook and everyone that I've met that from Signature was so nice, and I'm like, what are they drinking there? Because it was like a love fest, and I said, you know what, I should really listen to what they have to offer. And 2 minutes into the conversation with my broker owner, I knew that it was a good move for me.
Yeah.
They do great things for the community. They have a food bank, and it's just a camaraderie between everyone in my office, my manager, just a good feel. And I was really looking for more of a place where I could be myself. Yeah. And I felt like my other company was a little more corporate, and that's great for some people, but I'm a little more kooky, and I needed...
That's what I knew I had to have you on. The minute I talked to you on the phone, I was like, that is going to be my first guest.
The little kookiness of me.
Yes. Okay. No, but it is just such a great personality trait to have, like that spunk to you, that energy, like the jolliness, the laughing. Like it's so important, especially with work, because then it becomes not work anymore.
Absolutely.
Right?
I feel like with the way the world is today, a little humor goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I hope that I do make people laugh, and I like to be lighthearted.
Yeah.
Trust me, not every day is lighthearted in this business. You know, people go through some tough times, and you have to have a heart for that circumstance. But most of my clients know that I'm a little kooky. They're kooky too, so they're aware of how I am, and there's always a little bit of a joke. But I find that today, like, you want to have some laughs and make it light.
Yeah, definitely. So I was just talking to someone else. I'm newer to the Long Island area, but my family's from here.
Okay.
So my grandma grew up in Uniondale, my mom in Deer Park. So I have a lot of family out here on the island. But I'm newer, so I'm just kind of getting to know everyone, all the different brokerages out here and stuff. So when I was talking to someone, she told me she worked for Signature Premier, I believe, too. So they're owned by just one couple, right?
Well, they're not a couple.
Oh.
They're not a couple. Don't start rumors. Now you guys are a couple. They are a couple of nice people, that's for sure. No, but they are partners. They're, from what I understand, best friends, Kathy and Pete.
Okay.
And they are just truly amazing people. And I don't know anyone that doesn't like them. And everyone that I have met through the company, they're like, I love them, I love them. And I'm like, how great can they really be? And they really are great.
She was telling me they do a lot of family events.
Absolutely.
And they're only in Long Island, right?
No, they actually just opened up in Florida. In
Oh, wow.
I think Boca Raton. No, it's not Boca Raton. It's somewhere in Florida. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm a failure on this one. But somewhere in Florida, I'll find out and let you know.
Okay.
And I think they're looking to do other areas as well. The company I came from had a lot of places all over the states.
Yeah.
I loved Signature specifically because they are focused a lot on Long Island.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not a city girl and I'm not a Hamptons girl, and I really want my people to feel like we are promoting and taking care of the Long Island people most of all.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're happy. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm
very
glad
happy.
to hear that. It's always scary making a change, a big change. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. It really. I didn't know I would do it, and I just told someone this story the day that I met with Kathy and Pete. I knew right away that I was going to make a move, and when I didn't tell them I was ready to make the move. I said I'll let you know, and when I, make a decision, I'll let you know. But I got in the car and I called my mom and I said, I'm ready to make a move.
Yeah.
This is it for me. And she said, good for you. And 2 days later was my father's anniversary of his death. My father was an amazing salesperson, a great dad, and on his stone it says world's greatest salesman. So I hope So I hope I picked up some of his ways, and I never forget. I called Kathy and I put her on speakerphone. My mom was with me, and my mom was my partner in real estate. And I told her I actually. I want to thank her for her time, and I appreciate the time she gave to me, and that I made a decision, and it's my father's anniversary, and he would want me to make this move, and I'm coming. I said, don't tell anyone yet. I have to, but I'm coming. And so I felt like my parents could be a part of a big decision, because I love what I do in business. Mm-hmm. I love this. It doesn't feel like a job to me.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad, like my mom was my partner, like I said, for many years. She's no longer licensed, but she's my best promoter. She has the whip out of me. Did you call? Did you do? All my clients know her. All the realtors in the industry know her. So I'm so glad that even now she's a part of my business. And she truly is amazing. She reminds me, did you call? Did you do? And I'm like, oh God, thank you for reminding me.
So you basically have a built-in assistant.
I really do. Well, I have 2 assistants. I have a gal, Pam, who was my client and said, you need help? And I thought like mentally, because that would be accurate. And she was and she's like, Steph, I've done this before. Can I work for you and get you organized? I'm like, when do you start? Like really? Yeah. So Pam's been with me for 2 years, and it's really been great. But my mom truly is my best promoter.
Yeah.
She has been in the hospital a few times, and there's never a time that she doesn't leave the hospital that I don't have a client in hand. No, she really has.
Wow.
She makes me bring up my business cards. She asks people, where do you live? And they're like, what do you mean, where do I live? She goes, oh, my daughter's a realtor. Do you need a realtor? And I can't tell you how many business deals I've gotten from my mom. So she was always the best networker. And it's funny that I was super shy growing up, and people like laugh at that, because now I'm a little more outgoing.
Mm-hmm. A little?
Maybe more outgoing. This times I'm still shy.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like coming out of my shell and being able to be me is really a great feeling. And now I've become my mother. So I talk to everyone and their mother. wherever I am.
Yeah.
You know, my mom always got clients on the line at Macy's, at the pharmacy. You know, she talked to everyone.
So you, remind me, you got into the business because of your mom?
Yes,
Okay.
at 18 years old.
Okay.
So I'm selling, I have my license 36 years, but technically I'm really working the business since 99. So I am a graphic designer by trade, and the company I was working for moved to Chicago and wasn't really ready to make a move out of the state. So I came in full time with my mom, and we became the mother-daughter team.
Wow.
So that was.
Now, were you like excited to get into it initially, or were you kind of just like, what else am I gonna do?
No, I really wanted art. That's why I love the creativity part of what I do.
Yeah.
But my mom was very annoying with all her talk about real estate. And so I said I better join her. And I helped her on the weekends, things like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know that that's the route I was going to take. But in 99, I decided that it would be maybe a good time to get into it full time. And my mom and I worked in the Smithtown office at the time. I think it was Century 21. I don't remember. It's mold. But we actually opened up at Territory. So she stayed in Smithtown. I went to Ronkonkoma. So we have the best of both worlds. And we were still partners. My mom and I did everything together, including presentations. And I used to cringe because she had this line every time we went on a listing presentation that I'd be like, oh God, don't do it. So we get to the door, because everyone knew us as a mother-daughter team.
Yeah.
And like, even if they forgot our names, they'd be like, oh, we want the mother-daughter team, which was great. We get to the door and they open up, and my mom said, hi, Lane and Stephanie Calinoff, I'm the daughter and this is the mother, meaning me, I'm the mother. And people would be like, and she goes, what's funny? And I was like, oh my God. It would lighten up, and so that was her shtick. And I miss her being on the presentations with me, because it was really good. We bounced off each other well, but now, I took it on all by myself now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink to that.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I'm kind of beating you now.
Yeah. Oh my God, you can't beat me. That's not good.
So,
there's more salt on the table than on your glass.
Yeah, it's falling off. I might have oversalted a little bit.
Oh, maybe a tad.
Just for the aesthetic.
Right, exactly. It's very thick for sure.
So, when you first got in the business, what was the hardest part of it?
That's a good question. Actually, because I was young, I feel like people didn't take me serious. Mm-hmm. And because I was shy, I feel like it hindered me a little bit.
Yeah.
But as time went on and I felt more confident, and people often, when you're new in the business, I think the best way to approach someone is that you're not overloaded with a million people, so you could give a full attention to that homeowner. Mm-hmm. And I think that was something I approached, saying, I don't have a million listings at the time, and I would love, to make you my number one priority.
Yeah.
And that totally helped. Again, I had my mom as a fallback. I did a few on my own, but we were always partners on.
Do you think if you would have gotten into, because what is it, 87% of real estate agents fail in the first 5 years or something like that? I hear the statistic all the time. It's something around that, right?
That is correct. We just had statistics in our office. We talked about that.
Okay. So do you think if you didn't have your mom,
would have lasted?
Would you still have thrived?
I'm not sure. I love art.
Yeah.
But now I could be more creative with the technology
Social
stuff
media
and me being the photobomber. I photobomb myself into everyone's picture. It's funny, I had my foot out the door 10 years ago. I thought about quitting real estate, and I wasn't happy.
Why was that?
Because I just felt like where I was at, I just wasn't happy with where I hung my hat. And at that time, I made a change of company, and I've had so many great people that have helped me get where I am today. So many managers. If you think I'm talking about you, I am. That really have supported me and took me to that next level. At that time, I had a manager that really didn't, and I was feeling like lost a little bit. And once I made the change and I got my mojo back, I loved it more. But I have to say, at this stage of my career, I love it the most. I love this so much. I love the relationships I have made in the industry. You and I, how we connected was so random because I started following you.
Well, you thought it was random. I was after you.
Oh, all right. Well, now I know the truth. But it was so random. And generally, I don't give people a lot of opportunities because I have relationships.
Yeah.
But with that being said, the way you approached me was so great. And you and I just laughed the whole time. Like it was like we were friends forever. And then when you approached me to do this, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone and try this. So
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. And I'm proud of you because it's your first time. So this is our first baby together.
Yeah.
That didn't sound good. We're not having a baby, I swear to God. But it really is something that I'm loving.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know I sent you my horoscope for today, which was really pretty crazy.
That was such a trip.
Right? I mean, it hit the nail on the head, and it was just validated why I'm doing this, and like that it's something, just keep on moving and grooving.
Yeah. There was one line in it that I can't remember what it said, but it was like so good. It was just basically like, things are going to come to fruition for you, is what it kind of was saying, right? So like, and these opportunities that you're taking is going to help you get there.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, that's, it was just like the perfect horoscope for today.
It really was. I really, I couldn't wait to send it to you. I didn't want you to think I'm stalking. Oh, she's sending me another text, and oh God, she's going to be a pain in the neck. But I was like so excited about hearing it, and I was like, all right, my dad sent that message to me to tell me everything was going to be good.
Yeah.
So he does. I really do believe he guides me through my days where, so many things have happened that I know that, he's watching over my mom and I for sure.
Yeah, cheers.
I took a lot.
Cheers to your parents,
Yeah,
both of them.
absolutely.
They seem like amazing people.
They really are.
Oh, this is good.
She's really going at it. I have to catch up a little.
So the relationships that you had when you started, were those mainly like from your mom?
Totally. It was always like, oh, you're Elaine's daughter. Now it's like, oh, you're Stephanie's mother. And now the roles have reversed. But I am so proud of the relationships I have made in the industry.
Yeah.
With agents from all different companies. And it's so funny because a lot of the agents are so young today. I'm on the older spectrum. But I'm trying to stay relevant.
No, you're not.
I'm a little bit. I don't act my age, but most certainly, I love the young agents in the industry because they keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
And I want to stay relevant.
Who is you always do the videos with the one?
Rudy Rodriguez. He's
Rudy.
Truly one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
He's a kind young man, and I also work with Lydia Fibbis, who is a gal who approached me to mentor her, and I said no, right off the bat. She's like, oh, I would love to mentor with you. And I'm like, no, thank you. And I said, you're so nice. Let me think on it. And then the next morning she called me. She goes, I have a listing appointment. Do you want to come with me? I'm like, of course, I would love to mentor you. Let's do this.
What changed your mind?
She had a listing appointment.
Okay.
And the truth is, she has become one of my best friends, and I am proud to mentor her.
Yeah.
She's taken on, I don't have a team. Like, I'm all about being, someone told me I was a control freak, and I don't want to be responsible for other people's business.
Yeah.
So I really do love to work with a lot of people. So my mojo this year was to really collaborate with a lot of different people. And that's when Rudy and I decided to join forces and do what we call Teammate Tuesday and Thursday, where we share about our company's listings. And so that has helped us, make relationships also with other people in the company we didn't know. And I just love, I laugh because a lot of the young ones, I have Amanda and Brianna, who always say to me that they want to be me when they get older. And generally I would be like totally insulted by that, but I actually take that as a compliment, that they still think I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm not really that cool.
No,
but
you really are.
am I?
Yeah.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna take that from the young, beautiful girl. No,
Thank you.
I really like to. I think a lot of agents that are in the business for a length of time, they're turned off by the young ones doing these videos and the podcasts and things like that, and they're like, oh. But honestly, I think they're missing the boat, and I think that you have to be out there to talk to people and like for people to see who you really are.
Yeah.
I hope I come across that way when I do my videos, that I'm really, what you see is what I am.
Yeah.
You know, like
my favorite was when you posted your hair the other day in the car.
that was quite beautiful, Matt. I mean, I looked in the mirror, I go, I can't even believe people actually talk to me looking like this. But, you know, I think if you are true to who you are, people see that. I can't be all prim and proper. So,
Yeah.
you know, and my clients know that. And, you know, I've had some funny stories with clients of mine that really like, they like, oh, go check out that big closet over there, and then they locked me in there. So things like that. But I love it, and I love that they feel like they could be themselves with me as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so. I think we were talking about this the other day, but social media is such a funny thing because it's like this weird line that you have to stay professional while being yourself.
Right.
But people flock to you and tend to watch your videos when they know you're being authentically yourself, you know? And so it's so important to do that. And I love seeing your videos with Rudy, like I said, because it is funny to see you two doing it together.
We're so polar opposites. I mean, he's 26, I'm 57. I'm like, why would he want to do this with me? But it works.
It makes great material.
Yeah, I mean, we are really Lucy and Ricky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good, we bounce off each other, and like he's fairly new in the business, not that new, but like I have given him some advice and he gives me right back. So like, and
it's always good to hear from all sorts of different types of people.
Yeah.
Have different mentors. I feel like it's so important, and you don't have to take what you don't want from them either.
Right.
You know, but it is such a good thing to get different perspectives on what you're doing or what you should be doing. You know, so I think back to what you were saying with some of the older generation in the real estate industry or even the loan industry, the lending side of things.
Absolutely.
You know, it's, you know, so many people are very resistant to change, resistant to the new technology, resistant to the social media. They don't want to do it. So to see you out there doing your thing is just,
it's hard to
it
beat
brings
yourself.
me joy.
I appreciate that coming from a young person.
So your lenders.
You're my lender. Oh no, I'm kidding. I have no other lenders.
No, but I'm saying your lenders when, by the way, my favorite text that you sent me so far, when I'm describing you to people, because you sent me the client.
Right.
And when I'm describing you to people, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's great, she's hilarious. She texted me and said, don't fuck this up. That's how I'm describing you to everyone. I'm like, I've never met this lady, but she texted me and said, don't fuck this up.
They might as well know the real me. So yeah, I dropped the F-bomb a few times.
Yeah, that's okay. But no, it just, like, that transparency, it's just real. It's much easier to communicate because there's so many moving parts when it comes to purchasing or selling a house.
Absolutely.
And when you throw a loan in there too, it's just, you know, there's so many people working on it, you know, all sorts of different clients. So the transparency between the people that have relationships with each other is so important.
I think that's a very good point, because I feel like I should match people, like my clients. If I know them and I see their personality, I need to match the attorney, the lender, the home inspector. I need to have them feel like if they like my style, they're gonna like your style.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really important. You might have an older couple that is, you know, like they want more hand-holding. Not that you wouldn't hand-hold, but just a different mojo. Like I feel like you're gonna be much more lighthearted. You're serious about your business, which I am too. But I feel like it's good to have, you know, someone young that other clients of mine will really connect with.
Yeah.
So don't fuck this up. Leave that out.
I won't. So what do you have for advice for someone just getting into the real estate industry?
Don't do it.
Especially in this market.
Honestly, it is not a great time to become a realtor. My business is truly all repeat business, referrals. It is hard to break into the real estate market. Everyone thinks it's very easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had clients of mine, like, I want to get my license. I'm like, you know, you see the fun part of this. You don't see what happens on the back end. You don't see that I'm working till 10 o'clock every night, every weekend. Like, I'm always on the phone, and because you have to be available for your clients no matter when. So if you're like having a family and, you know, it's why I stay single, because I don't want anyone goes, oh, you want to go to a barbecue on Sunday? No, I have to work. So I'm looking for a guy who works in real estate and wants, you know, can understand my hours. No, but truly, I am so focused with work. I don't want distractions.
Yeah.
But if you want to get into this business as a new agent, I think working on a team might be a good start, because you have someone who's guiding you. I'm not starting a team, but I'm just saying for someone.
Don't call Stephanie, guys.
Don't call me for a team, because that's not happening. But I most certainly feel like you really have to put a lot of time and energies into this and really want to make it work, because it's not, you know, it's not a part-time job. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as a lender, like you're always on the phone. You have to be accommodating any time of the day when they're available.
Yeah.
You can't go, oh, just call me from 9 to 10.
Yeah.
You know, they're not calling you.
I got into the industry first. I thought about going into real estate, but
you want to join my team?
You don't have a team.
Right. You
You can be on mine.
Right. I can't count.
So I got into it because I was thinking about going into real estate, and I was working at a depository, and I was like, it was too corporate for me.
Right.
And I was like, what should I do? Should I go into real estate? And I was like, no, I don't want to have to be anywhere, like at an open house, at whatever it is, you know.
Right.
Doing the photos, doing the consultations, like all of that stuff. And I knew with lending, I could be anywhere. And I also was like, I'll have freedom of my time.
Right. I could be anywhere also. I've been on the phone putting a deal together at a slot machine and hitting it and being like, they're like, what's the bells? I'm like, oh, I don't hear bells. What are you talking about? I put a few deals sitting at a slot machine, not to work. Like, people don't know, but I am generally on the road. Those are a few times.
Yeah. But I mean, my degree and stuff was in math originally, and then econ, and then business finance. So it's what I'm good at as well, but I thought I would have freedom of my time.
Yeah.
And I have way less freedom of my time. Now I'm like, I'm doing anything, and I'm like, oh, I gotta answer this call. Like, I'll be right back, you know? So
exactly.
It is what it is, but I love what I do, so.
That's why I have, most of my friends are realtors, because you go to dinner with them. If I went to dinner with you and I had to pick up a call because of a client, you're not gonna be like, oh, she's on the phone again. You're gonna be like, oh, did we get another deal?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that kind of thing. So my realtor friends are much more understanding.
Yeah.
My mother, even though she knows the business and what I do, she's like, she'll raise her hand, can I talk now? She needs permission, because I'm always on the phone, you know, like my wheels are turning. So most people don't, it's hard to really explain to people that aren't in the industry that we're at everyone's beck and call.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So I just have two last quick questions for you. One is, what is your most embarrassing moment as a real estate agent?
Oh God, this actually happened not too long ago. I got friendly with a gal on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Her name was Karen, and we actually connected on a website for auto racing. My father and brother are involved in auto racing, and I had posted a picture when I was a kid about this driver, Teddy Wisnowski. You remember Teddy? I'm just kidding. Like, who's Teddy? I don't know Teddy. So I posted a picture, and Karen commented on there, I love Teddy. I go, I'm sorry, Teddy is mine. With that being said, a few weeks later, she called me, she said, Steph, I'm ready to move. I'd love you to come to give me, you know, take my listing. And I was like, wow, that was such a nice compliment. We've had some correspondence on Facebook, but I never met her. and she lived in a condo in Quorum, and she tells me, you know, come down so-and-so street, and I have a red car. So I said, okay, great. I pull into the parking, right? And I can't see, even with my glasses, so I pulled into the first driveway with the red car. And I had just gotten rid of my red car. And my mom said, don't get a black car again, get a red car. And it was so outstanding, but now I had to turn it in and I got another black car. So I pulled up and she had this beautiful red sports car. And I said to myself, I'm gonna take a picture of it because it'll be something for social media. I'm gonna be like, oh, I got a great new listing, the beautiful red car doesn't come with it, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, how am I gonna approach this? So I get out of the car and I start taking pictures of the car. And, you know, I'm like, and she comes down, she goes, what are you doing? I said, I love your red car. I said, I miss mine, I just turned it in, and really, your car is so beautiful. She goes, okay, that's great, but why are you here? And I said, Karen? And she goes, no. It was, and then I hear all the way down the block, Karen screaming, Stephanie, it's here, this red car. And I said to the lady, I'm so sorry.
Why didn't she just give you an address?
She did. I didn't look. Yeah, that's a problem. So I get over to Karen's house. We never met. I walk in the door, and the two of us fell on the floor, hysterical.
Oh,
I said, next time, I better look a little closer. I did that with another lady. I was doing a listing presentation, and I pulled up to her house, and she had this gorgeous garden.
Yeah.
So I knocked on the door, and I always step away from the door. And she came to the door, and I said, I can't get over how beautiful your garden is. And she's like, thanks. I said, really, I mean, do you have a gardener? Like, you know, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, I have a gardener. I said, oh, that's great. I said, you know, it's great to meet you. Should I come in? And she goes, why? And I said, Pearl? And she said, no. And I'm like, oh my God, not again. So I need to look at addresses. You know, sometimes you can't see. Like, so those are my two crazy stories.
That's awesome. Okay, so with lenders, all of us loan officers are like hunting you real estate agents down. What advice? You've been in the business a long time. You've worked with a lot of lenders. You've made a lot of relationships.
Absolutely.
What is your best advice for a loan officer out there going to try and work with a realtor?
I think it's generally a slow process. You have to build a relationship with them, and even on Facebook, you know, reach out to them or comment, and it's so hard. Engage. I really do think it really is a turnoff when someone approaches me like, I want your business. I'm like, I want your business. What are you going to do for me?
Yeah.
Really, I feel like at this stage of my career, it has to go both ways.
Of course, yeah.
So I feel like you were perfect when you reached out to me. No, really, you did it in a way that wasn't like annoying, and you have a nice way about yourself. I think you're gonna do really terrific with people, and going out and networking and being with people, and going to an open house and doing an open house for an agent, let them see how you work, and it really is something that you build over time. Some relationships go south, or, you know, like, there are times that you want to change, you know, like bring some new people, new blood into your business. So into
your circle.
Yeah. So that's really,
ease into it is basically
I really
your
think
advice.
so. That, don't ask for business right off the bat. I beg you, because that really, I would think, is a turnoff.
Okay.
Don't
All
do
right,
it.
loan officers, there you have it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for coming on the show. I so appreciate it. I love that you're branching out. I love seeing you do it, and I'm so thankful that you said yes to me. I really, really appreciate it. So I just have a gift for you.
Yes.
So your Margaritas and Mortgages
Nice.
shirt.
I love it. I love it. Look at this beauty.
All right, you have to wear it out, not just to bed, okay?
Oh, of course. Not to worry. Not to worry.
And this is a little goodie box for you.
Is it actually? I'm
this out
looking
of the
for new
way.
pots and pans.
No, it's not that.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping for pots and pans. I love it. I appreciate it. Real.
Want to open it?
Yeah.
go
Sorry, I didn't
for
know
it.
it was open. I thought it was going to be a surprise. Get in the car.
No, so where are you, before you open it, where are you most of the time as a real estate agent?
In my car.
So this is a little car pack for you. Oh.
Yes, I didn't get it on the shirt, thank God.
I should have warned you.
I swear
sorry.
I'm not drunk. Oh my God, oh, this is awesome. Oh, I got my name on here. I love it.
So this is all your little essentials in the car. You needed this the other day.
Oh my God. This is awesome, really. I can't thank you enough.
So you could just keep this in your car and you have everything.
Did you stalk me? You know I love pretzels?
Yeah.
I knew that. That's great, really. I can't thank you enough. Honestly, this has been a great experience, my first time, and I truly appreciate the opportunity.
I'm
I
glad
hope I
you
didn't
loved
mess
it.
up.
No, you did great. Cheers to you.
What's
A
up?
wonderful rest of the year.
To
and
salt.
more to come. To salt.